Okay, we're getting ready to go here. The referee for today's match is John Robles. Introducing the players, Randy Morones and David Chapman. A little trouble with the microphone here. David Chapman in his first national singles finals at the age of 17. Randy Morones is only 22 years old himself. I'm your commentator for today's game. My name is Kelly Green. Zero, zero. That was a great ceiling shot by Randy. Score is 1-0 now. And that's probably the one weakness still in David's game, is that overhand left of his. Randy, on the other hand, has a much smoother natural overhand left than David. Beautiful kill down the right. Side out. This should be a classic matchup of a very good defensive player versus a very good offensive player. Nice drive right at Randy's feet. Perfect height. Thought he had a shot at taking off the back wall, but the ball died in the left corner. There's I guess you would call that a unforced error off a tough lob serve. 2-1. I interviewed Randy earlier this morning. There's a nice kill about that lob serve, and Randy told me he intended to go up with David on that lob serve. I think he realized that patience is a real key for him to have a chance against David today. That ball skipped. It's a side out. David goes back to serve the lob again. And another skip. Again, the key for Randy to win this match is not to make unforced errors. We've already seen a couple so far. That was a nice right corner kill. Just out of David's reach. Beautiful serve down the right. Classic serve and shoot. Two serving three. And there's an unforced error from David off a relatively easy back wall setup. Usually you can count the amount of unforced errors that David has in a game on the fingers of one hand. Great ceiling shot to the left. That ball was right on the wall. Almost a carbon copy of the rally a couple points ago, except this time Randy skipped it in the left corner. And Again, David patiently goes over and serves that lob serve. It's an amazing fly kill. Four serving. Beautiful pass down the right. David was leaning to the left, and Randy slid it down the right side. There's another tough serve down the right. David probably wanted a screen or hinder on that. Beautiful, beautiful rally. Randy had David on the ropes the entire rally. Score is 5 serving 4. That was a nice kill by Dave. It was set up by a sort of a drive at Randy's feet off the back wall. As I said before, this is really a matchup of an offensive-minded player versus a defensive-minded player. David Chapman right now is the best defensive player in the game and one of the best offensive players, while Randy is mainly offensively minded, even though he has some beautiful ceiling shot strokes and can play good defense with his left if he wants to. Definitely a hinder call. Again, the referee is John Robles. He's had a fine tournament himself. Runner-up in the doubles with John Bike yesterday. They lost to David Chapman and Nadi Alvarado Jr. Flat rollout. David knows that he missed that serve badly to have it come off the back wall that far away from the side wall. That's a good example of David's underhand left to the ceiling with his fist. His overhand left is a little weak, but his underhand left is tremendous. Very smart kill by Randy. David's on the left side, so Randy just hits that left corner, side wall, front wall, and angles the ball away from him. Even if that kill had been up, David wouldn't have had a chance at it. Tough serve. Tremendous offensive display. Great serve, beautiful fly kills. David Chapman never got his feet set. Always on defense. Beautiful return, beautiful retrieve by Randy. Ooh. That probably wasn't a bad choice to make. He was serving, and so even though he skipped the ball in, he's just a side out. Doesn't lose a point. David hit the floor twice on that rally. You know, it's amazing as many times as he hits the floor that he's not just all scabbed up and bruised, and yet there's not a mark on him. Even though he's been banging into the walls like that this entire week. So that serve is just a little hard, came off the back wall, and David hit a nice smart pass. Get back in. Here's another lob serve, a little different style though, coming from the right, underhanded. Nice misdirection kill. Again, Randy leaning to the left. David just slides it down that right. So, one short, ball hit the ceiling. That was not a wise choice by Randy. David was serving. That ball doesn't reach the front wall. David scores the easy point. Some nice passes by David to keep Randy in back court. That was a nice call. Very close to a good get. That rally was a good example of the retrieving skills of both players. Again, David's 17 and Randy's 22. And both of them get around the court extremely well. Randy appealed the short serve. Linesman agreed with the referee. Second serve. Again, a nice use of the corners, this time by David Chapman. Dumped to the left corner, side out. That was a beautiful, beautiful overhand left by Randy. See how fluid the overhand left of his is. The motion is very natural. At what spot on the floor? I think John Robles is going to ask David to change his glove. So let's take a very brief timeout. Okay, we're back. It's early in the first game. Randy Morones leading 7-6. Randy has forged that lead mainly on his some superb play with his left hand. David's tried to pick on it early in the match, and Randy's buried him in the left and right corners a few times. Nice little dump in the left corner. It's another example of David's deceptively effective left hand. There's another example of pinpoint control Randy's had early in this match with his left hand to the right corner on the ceiling shot. So far, I'd say David's strategy of hitting lob serves to his left down that glass left side wall hasn't paid off. Well, Randy was backing up about 38 feet away when he cranked that up, but when he's hot, he makes those easily. There's another example of that feather touch ceiling game that David has, and seems to be kind of honing in as this match proceeds. He's hugging that ball closer and closer to that left side wall glass. So far, Randy's served almost exclusively to David's right hand down the right side wall. I guess that one of the theories is that David's defensive right isn't quite as effective as his left. But from what I've seen, David has a really super left-hand defensive return. That was a great rally. Diving get by David, dumped into the right corner, and Randy couldn't quite reach it. There's an example of that defensive right. Not sure what happened there. The ball may have had a big reverse on it, but whatever happened, David really misjudged it, and Randy scored with the pass shot. Another beautiful defensive serve return from David. And a beautiful left hand to the right corner again by Randy. He scored more points with his overhand left into the right corner than any other shot in this match. Randy's appealing the serve. And I guess it was short. So Randy gets up again. Okay, that's a trend that Randy's just going to have to stop if he wants to win the match. He's trying to force the offense. And unfortunately, he's putting the ball on the floor. The least he can do is miss up and have the ball stay in play. Right corner kill. Randy was just a step behind him. Beautiful left-handed kill. And it didn't look real smooth, but David's got a complete left hand with the possible exception of that overhand left. Every other shot he hits with incredible accuracy. Second serve. Right down the right side wall. Too tough for Randy to handle. Notice how David took the ball that time with his right hand, even though the ball was deep in the left corner. That's something he does remarkably well, the way he kind of paints himself into that left side wall. Turns around, takes it with his right hand. Well, Randy had David on the ropes several times, hitting the floor. But he bounced up and hit a nice little dump kill with his right to score. The score is 12-8. David just continues to roll. Might be a good idea for Randy to call a timeout now. David keeps plugging away with that lob serve down the left. There's another beautiful return. Well, Randy had a pretty easy shot along the left side wall, but I think he may have lost it in the glass. We have a timeout. We'll be back in just a second. And we're back. 14-8. David has scored several easy points in this inning. There's a bad lob serve, and Randy Morones buries it in the left corner. Beautiful serve down the left. Beautiful return by David. Randy had everything going his way in that rally until he missed the final setup. Beautiful serve, kept David on defense, got his offensive setup, and then hit it in the floor. That's another shot. It looked like Randy was right on top of it, ready for the re-kill. Floored it. He's going to miss the ball. He needs to miss it up and keep the ball in play. just missed the front wall, 16-8. Beautiful gets by David to keep the rally going, and when he extends the rally like that, it just forces his opponent to keep getting the ball lower and lower into the front wall, and that's one of the reasons why I think you're seeing Randy skip the ball in so many times, because he feels like he has to roll it out to score. Flat bottom board kill. As I said before, the left sidewall glass may be bothering Randy a bit, but David's not having any trouble at all, I don't believe, picking the ball out of the glass. Well, Randy appealed the serve and got a short called, and he's back in. It's been his best weapon to stay into some of these rallies, to appeal those short serves. Again, David's anticipation, pretty nice kill, but David was right where he thought it was going to go and re-killed it easily. The score is 16-8. And I don't believe David's hit a power serve this entire match. Everything's either been an overhand lob to the left or an underhand lob to the left. And you can see just how deadly Randy can be if he's just given a little bit of daylight. But I might question someone trying to hit a bottom board kill from that deep, that far behind. He needs to get into playing some little better percentages. Perfect drive, right at his feet. Again, we saw Randy trying to force the action with some overhand drives with his fists. But the height on the drives was just not, wasn't there, and Dave was able to stay in front court and just move him around. Big setup. And I guess it's pretty clear that you're not going to win any national championships missing fat ones like that. 17-8. At the conclusion of this game, we'll be going to some tape interviews I have with both David and Randy. There's another beautiful overhand return to the right corner by Randy, and again, he misses a very, very easy back roll shot. And we're back, and I think as you can see, this first game is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Randy just skipped one in there lackadaisically. But we'll be coming up to those interviews pretty soon, and I hope you enjoy them. These two young guys are the future of handball, and it looks pretty bright. Both of them have had to deal with success very early in their lives. Randy was also a spectacular 15, 16, 17-year-old prodigy when he was first starting off. And that's the first game. Falling back 30, 35 feet away. And now let's go to those interviews.
My dad's relationship with me in terms of handball kind of ended when I was 12, when he stopped coaching fundamentals and things like that. Now he just works on strategies and different parts of my game in tournaments, usually not during practice at our home club. But my relationship with him it's going to be different living without him, because he's always been a lot of support and encouragement towards me in handball. I got burned out of handball when I was about 13 years old. I didn't want to play at all, and I took some time off, and then I really got back into it. But I haven't been feeling that at all in the past 4 years, because I've been taking time off, taking a week off after a big nationals or a big pro stop. I've been taking some time off, not playing every single day like I was in the past. So I've really loved the sport and haven't felt any sensation of being burned out at all. Unless there's a big change in the money, I won't think of handball as a career or a big money maker. It'll just be like a supplemental income to me, because I want to go into something where I can make a lot of money instead of just, not too much, which is handball is not too much money.
Like what? What do you want to do?
Right now I'm kind of leaning towards engineering, maybe chemical engineering or computer science, computer repair, but my options are still up in the air. I'm not sure on anything right now. People that feel jealous of my game, I try and encourage to do better. I tell them that they have a lot of room for improvement in their games and they shouldn't be jealous of me because I put a lot of time in. And to be good, you have to put the 6 and 7 hours on the court for a couple years to improve your game a lot and watch a lot of handball and go to a lot of tournaments to improve your game. Not a lot of people are jealous. Most people are real encouraging to me, and they just take their games and do what they can with how they can play and realize that maybe they're over the hill or maybe they just don't have the fundamentals to get better. I want to be a great 4-wall player and be a great 3-wall player. Also, I want to get a lot of titles in 4-wall and 3-wall. I play a lot of 3-wall in the summer, but I don't train that much during the winter for 3-wall, just the 2 or 3 months in the summer after the Nationals, before the 3-wall Nationals. I'd like people to think of me as the best handball player they've ever seen. That's my goal in the sport.
Okay, I started playing pro when I was 16. I qualified for the first time at Atlanta. And then I played for 3 or 4 years till I was 19, I think 19 or 20. Then my girlfriend turned out pregnant, and then I decided to lay off for a year or 2 years. So I laid off for a couple of years, and then I seen, when I laid off a couple of years, the Tati and Vince and Richard and all them, they all moved up to the top 4 or 5. All 3 of them were in there. So I started looking in the magazines, hearing about them, and man, I used to beat these guys, so I could give it a shot again. So I started playing again a year and a half ago. Started qualifying. In Albuquerque was the first one. And after that, the second one in Riverside, I took 3rd. I qualified and I went to 3rd. So ever since then, I've been training and trying my best. I started off with Tony when I was like 10, 11. I went to my first juniors with them, all the guys from Commerce. And I stood with them for a couple of years. And then after that, I started going on my own, playing, you know, a lot stronger guys, and that's why I advanced more than they did. I turned open, you know, when I was 13. I was playing open, and they were like in the C's. And ever since I just went on my own, playing with my dad. I just went with them to tournaments and just looked up to him and look at the shots he does, and just try to. Mostly all our same style. Mostly we got kind of like the same style, me and my dad. So that's why I learned a lot of my shots from him. I feel good. I feel nice and strong. I feel healthy. I think this is gonna be if I'm gonna win it, I think this is gonna be the year. And I'm nervous. Everyone gets nervous before a match. And hopefully just play good.
You got a strategy?
I'm gonna just play patient with them and just go back up with them with the lobster.
Okay, we're back. Let's see if Randy can do a little better the second game against David. He actually handled the lobster pretty well. There he goes back up with it. There's David back in the corner. Oh, nice 35 foot fly kill. That right side wall. Beautiful shot by David Chapman. Something I thought that was very enlightening about the interview with Randy Morones was that he admitted to being influenced and imitative of his father's style of handball. Of course, David Morones was one of the top players in Southern California for a long time. if you talk to most of the pros that were playing around that time, they felt like his shot selection was one of the things that kept him from challenging them and break into that upper echelon of top pro handball players. David's moving right along here. It's 3-0. Starting off where he left off at the end of the first game, red hot. I'm sure Randy's going to want to get on the scoreboard as quickly as he can, but a flat rollout, right corner. 4-0. And again, every serve David has hit today has either been an underhand lob from the right side or an overhand lob from the left side of the service line. Really, Randy's done a pretty good job of defending the serve. But his patience is really starting to wane here. 5-0. Handball. And Robles takes this call back and calls that a side out. Second serve. Beautiful back wall kill from Randy Morones. See if he can get back into the match. So Randy hasn't changed his strategy any at all either. He's still shooting from deep court. He's still trying to pick on David's low right on the serve, meaning that slider down the right. Beautiful work. Randy was right on top of that one too, but that was a side out. 5 serving 1. I believe that's only the first error Randy's made off that lob. Dave just keeps going back to it. Almost see the discouragement on Randy's face. 7-1, there's nothing he can do about this. David Chapman is playing a superb control handball. Here's a flat kill, side out. Oh man. Again, that isn't really a natural stroke he has with his left, but you can see the pinpoint control he has. The ball was just glued on the wall. And so was that a gorgeous back wall kill, and really kind of a bad serve from David. Set Randy up. Makes it look easy. Crotch serve, David barely got it back, so Randy just buried the next one. Looks like Randy's trying to mix it up a little more the second game, serving both to the left and the right. 2 serving 7. There's a very rare unforced error by David off the return of serve. There's that gorgeous left-hand punch to the ceiling. Again, Randy seems bothered by the glass. So it's set up to hit the ball, and then it's not where he expects it to be, and he's off balance. because he is ambidextrous and he can really bury those kills with his left when he gets set. Nice punch to the ceiling, a little hard. David had Randy pinned on the right wall, so he just hit the right side wall and killed Nasty angled away from Randy. Never had a chance. David's about 50% on that. He's tried that 3 or 4 times and killed it a couple times, and balls popped up a couple times too. Very nice return. Really lucky shot by David. He's just trying to get that ball back. Ball rolled out of the right corner after hitting 3 or 4 walls. We're back after the timeout. It's 10-3. Nice 3-wall defensive return by David to get out of trouble. And that's the second ball he's drilled into the floor last few points. That time David shot right in front of Randy. Randy was poised and ready for that kill attempt. That's unusual for David to try a shot like that with his opponent just sitting there waiting for it. Randy's making a nice little run here. Score is 5-10, and he's really been in control these last few rallies. David's hit some unforced errors, and Randy's put a few nice kills away. He's back in the match. What a get. Just a tremendous get by David. Hit the ball back, then Randy kind of floated the ball, didn't do much with it. And David passed him down the right. One short. There's a pretty bad serve. Randy buries it. David doesn't seem too upset. For 17 years old, here in the finals of the National Pro Singles, he's been remarkably cool. Shot right in front of himself, but the ball stayed down. Side out. David got to the finals by beating John Bike in the semis. 2 straight. Maybe the first time David's ever beat John 2 straight. He's managed to beat him a few times in the past, but they've always been really close matches. Randy beat the defending champion, Tati Silveira, in 3 games. Morones' toughest match was against John Robles, the man who's refereeing this match in the quarters. 11-10 tiebreaker. Beautiful kill, cranked up, and get that from chest high. Right to the bottom board. Just short. David was leaning to the right too, it looked like. Randy was right on top of that kill. He really needed that too. Right now he's in a position where he just can't afford to hit 50% of his kill shots. He's got to either roll them out or make sure they get back to the front wall with something on them. Looks a little frustrated now too, with his hands on his hips while the ball's in play. Just know that Randy hates to play against a lob serve. It's not the way they play it down in Commerce. Not the way Tony Huante taught it. Everything's low and hard. And I think psychologically the serve really wears him out. And in the floor again. Seems like Randy gets in some nice streaks, and then the floodgates open up on these unforced errors, particularly off the back wall. Drills that into the floor. There's a nice kill. And I think there's going to be a glove change here. Okay. Randy coming in after a nice flat back wall kill. 6 serving 13. It was a tough return right on the wall. There's a beautiful kill down the left. There's a lot of Randy's kills tend to be either flat or out in the middle of the court. Whereas when David misses the kill, it's usually down a wall somehow. That was both flat and down the left wall. Here's an example of a kill that was just straight down the middle of the court. So if it had been up, David would have had it, but it was as flat as they get. It just seems like Randy should think more about hitting the ball down the walls and maybe trying to hit them a little higher. Sounds like Robles is changing his mind and calling it short. Takes a point away from Randy. 13-8. No doubt about that, though. That was a beautiful serve, and David barely got it back, and now he's back in the rally. There's one of his own, and he kicks the ball in frustration. 17 years old, and David seems to be on his way to a grand slam. Oh, David dodged the bullet there. That was a very easy serve to bury or to pass it with. Randy's really flustered right now. Some nice defensive shots by David on the run. A fist to the ceiling and the right hand around the wall, and led to unforced error from Randy. 15-9. A strange shot by David. And Randy makes him pay for it. Pretty big crowd on hand here at the Merit Security Athletic Club in Baltimore. Fowler down the right. Fly opportunity there, and made a mistake of letting it go to let it go to the back wall. David's back in at 15-9. Another bad serve. Gets away with it. Left hand kill, left corner, side front. Your opponent back. That's the right shot to hit. Now David's hot. It's amazing how many times he hits the bottom board, or just these flat kills, and how few times he skips in. There's another right corner kill. Randy's just laying back, so David just hits the sidewall first and lets the ball just die in the corners. 17 years old, and yet he plays one of the smartest games of handball I've ever seen. And he can dig too. As you saw there, a nice re-kill, lunging forward to dump it into the left corner. What do you say? 19-9. Randy just laid that kill in. Sometimes it seems like, as good as David is, that he just tries to dump those balls in off the back wall instead of really stroking them. That one hung up and Randy re-killed it. I want to remind you, beautiful left-handed kill off a nice ceiling return. 10 serving 19. I want to remind everybody that there are other tapes available from the USHA, finals such as these, including Nadia Alvarado's last pro win in Atlanta in 1990. And, John Bike's exciting win in Lakewood, 1991. And of course, last year, Tati Silvera beating John Bike in East Lansing, Michigan. This year, it looks like it's going to be David Chapman, maybe for a few years to come, as we enter what may be known as the David Chapman era. There's an example of that touch he has off the back wall. Instead of really hitting balls with a lot of pace, just kind of guides it in. That time he did it perfectly. It's a good call by John Robles. Timeout by Randy. Back in, 10 serving 19. Oh, what reaction by both players. Slugging out 10 feet from the front wall. This time David comes out on top, 19-10. And for the first time in the match, he's gone to a power serve. Down the left. Again, you can see how David just paints himself into that left corner to take shots off the back wall. Just like that. Randy can do it too. Crisp kill. 10-19. Ball just short. Going for that crotch ace right across the short line. That ball hit Randy going in. That played over it. 10-19. David's in, 19-10 off a free kill of a deep court left-handed attempt from Randy. Now he's back to the lob serve after trying a power serve the first time in the match. It's a nice return. David was right there, but he hit it in the floor. Again, he doesn't do that very often. Randy was just all over that ball. Powerful re-kill. Very flat. Again, a nice illustration of how well David reacts when those balls are hit right at him like that. I asked him in that interview if he felt like he had superior reactions, if maybe the ball seemed like it moved in slow motion to him. And he said no, he just had the ball hit at him so many times when he was growing up that he just knows what to do with it. Flat kill down the right, 20. Match point, playing 11. Randy gets back in. David's tried 2 power serves in this match and lost the rally both times. Great return with his right. And he just missed that kill. A flub shot there, and that's it. David Chapman is now our new national champion. There's a check for $4,500 for Mr. Chapman. His father, Fred, on his right. Fred Roberts, editor of Handball magazine. And a great tournament for Randy Morones, too. See you next year in Minnesota.